Roundabout cast where Bradley doesn't know what's gonna happen in the future with One
I'm done.
Piece.
I'm not doing it.
No, no, no. We got is it 47 now?
47.
Yeah.
Second volume of Thriller Bark, which starts with another very weird cover story.
Yeah, it's like this guy made his little warrior robots that he's eating with them.
Did you ever think we'd get a flashback in a cover story?
I didn't. Think we'd get one.
Because this is a flashback, as I recall, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
So, can't really speculate on what's going on here.
It's pretty hard, to be fair.
Yeah.
It's like I think I might have said this last episode, but it seems like a small world ride that just went wrong. Mm-hmm. I think the next chapter is even crazier, but onto the chapter itself.
Yeah, and we get to learn the name of this samurai that's been following them, who's reminiscent of Brook, Samurai Ryuma. Which, we get is it pronounced Wano or Wano?
Wano. Or, you know what? I'm not sure.
I don't know. Whatever you call it, we get a Wano name drop in this chapter because this man, the body, was a samurai warrior from Wano. And the only reason I know what that is because I know that's the most current arc of One Piece.
Yeah, there's no avoiding that kind of knowledge. But, I mean...
Yeah.
Now, it is cool. Like, Wano, we're currently in chapter, 970-something?
980.
And this is chapter 440... in the
450.
450s. So, in about 400 chapters, this information gets introduced into the core story, right?
Yeah.
So it's just the crazy amount of setting up that Oda does. Speaking of crazy amount of setup, I'm going to get meta here and bring up Ryuma. He's a character from a previous Oda one-shot. I don't think it was Wanted.
But it was Wanted.
Okay, it was Wanted. He's the main character from the one-shot Wanted, Ryuma the Samurai. And he's introduced into One Piece as the zombie, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, it came up in a question corner this volume, and someone's like, "Oda, is that Mr. Man?" And he's like, "Yeah."
That's cool. Okay, I'm glad it was brought up then.
He also does the Brook trait of like, "Hey, may I look at your underwear?" I think my running theory at this point was just like him and Brook were either like friends or crewmates at one point,
right?
Because we didn't get the whole thing about shadows and personalities yet.
It's probably what Oda intended at this point then.
Yeah. But he is the samurai of legend, y'all.
Yes.
He does the Rurouni Kenshin back of the sword slash.
Yeah, he knocks out 3 Straw Hats with 1 attack.
Yeah, and I'm really glad he wasn't intending to kill them here because
that would suck.
Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Random zombie kills 3 Straw Hats.
So, Bradley, what was your thought then? Because if they're not going to kill them, what are they going to do with the Straw Hats? Did you just think it was just kind of like whatever, or did you think there was an ulterior motive?
I thought Hogback was gonna I thought he was intending to sew them together into one zombie, and
Jesus.
It's like the longer he waits before killing them, the fresher their meat will be.
It doesn't seem like Hogback mentions anything about holding back. So I thought it was just plot convenience when I first read it, I think.
Yeah.
50 years ago.
Back in the old days.
The rest of the Straw Hats make it to the mansion, and kind of like with all the other undead creatures, all the creatures are expecting them to be more terrified because people usually are, but the Straw Hats just body the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what else happens in this volume?
Oh, the whole volume? I mean, they do the Thriller dance this chapter, I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
I wonder why it's called Thriller Bark.
Everybody got zombie
and Luffy
night.
makes a big old threat here. He's like, if anything happens to my crew, I'm gonna fucking destroy your fucking island. No, please. And Luffy has a somewhat characteristically serious face on in this panel, so I'm like, I think he means it.
Yeah, do you think he will actually destroy Thriller Bark, Bradley, since you haven't finished the arc?
Mhm.
I mean, if one of his crewmates died here, which they won't, I think he would.
Indeed.
And Sanji has disappeared.
Yeah, the zombies are very excited for their night hunt, and they do a fun little dance.
Indeed. To do the Thriller.
But yeah, I think I mean that wasn't like a super like eventful chapter, I guess.
Well,
No.
it's worth bringing up the General Zombies Awaken.
Yeah, at the very
Yeah.
end.
These are
Yeah,
good
'cause-
designs. Yeah.
They look cool.
Oh, look, SBS is back. Last volume we had like layouts of the Sunny.
Yeah, SBS is back, and y'all Kaku's only 23.
Yeah, I could see that.
I wish I was that
Yeah.
long at 23.
Same.
So in cover storyland, the moon explodes, and I'm sure this is something that a lot of other people in the One Piece world saw. And you know what? Maybe it was fucking documented in the library of O'Hara. Wait, no, it wasn't, because this is more recent, right?
You know, I do want to bring up. It's hard to say if this is more recent.
Because we actually don't know at what point in the past this flashback took place yet.
This might be even older, potentially. Yeah.
Because
who knows?
I mean, if these little guys are robots, this could have been like hundreds of years ago, right?
Well,
Yeah.
we know you can see the channel, right?
Yes, I am aware, Joe. I'm going to cut
Okay.
this off the episode. I wanted to bring up. Was it in this video? No, it wasn't. While we're talking about the moon, some commenters
yeah.
left behind this tidbit that, to be honest, I still don't believe that the One Piece world might have multiple moons, and that the moon that Eneru went to is the closest. That feels not right. But I do want to bring up that because it blew my mind when I did think it was true. The reason why I don't think it works is simply because we would have seen other moons, I feel like, in other points in One Piece. Why they're saying this is because in the O'Hara flashback, there's a globe with multiple like planetoids or spheres rotating around them. I think there was 4 total, which makes it seem like there would be multiple moons, but like how can we not see these multiple moons? So if anyone has more information on that, I'd love to see it. But like it also like Eneru wanted that moon because it's the one celestial body that is the Godland. So why that moon and not one of the other moons if they do exist? He lives in the sky. If anyone should be able to see the other moons, it would be someone in the sky, you would think. But
Yeah, you know what?
I think the commenter who said that, if I can find it,
That's it. Very bottom. Andre Bento.
Andre Bento, thank you for that one.
Yeah.
And thank you all for your comments, actually. Please keep commenting. I'm glad that I
Yeah.
remembered to shout y'all out because I've been really bad at that. Anywho.
This chapter has some fun gags where this like warthog lady wants to marry the general, and my favorite thing about her is how Nami's kind of able to exploit her later on to fight against the enemy. I think one really cool thing that happens this chapter is the dog penguin later on,
Yes.
Yes.
because you know at this point in time, like it's very clear that you're supposed to find this dog penguin significant because you know he fucking saves our characters. Well, he actually only saves Nami, but
Telling.
so at this point I was just like, oh, I'm sure he's just brave little penguin with a mind of his own. And then once you actually find out what's going on later on, I'm like, wow, this is really fucking cool.
Yeah, that's neat. Like, this is a fun arc to reread because, I genuinely forgot how long they keep the Shadow Mystery going for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because there's also a moment where the Straw Hats are like fighting warriors. It might not be in this chapter. It might be the next one, but they're fighting a zombie swordsman who does a 36-pound phoenix.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
I know
And,
that move.
I'm like, is this like a guy who used to study at the same school as Zoro or something, and I mean,
all these weird coincidences. You got Brooks' crewmate. You got this Sanji who was this penguin who was Sanji's best friend. Like so many weird coincidences.
And Zoro also has disappeared now at this point after this chapter.
Yeah, interesting how like I don't think I made the connection that the people disappearing had similar enemies appear.
I think this is a fun use of Oda's tropes because when Sanji disappears, you think he's doing some godlike shit because he's conditioned us to think that. Sanji always goes on his solo adventures.
Yeah, it's like the last big fight in this story was him running off on his own to save the day.
Yeah.
And then he's the first one to disappear here.
I think that's a fun subvert. I definitely could have seen myself getting tricked by that.
And then with Zoro, he gets lost. So he's like, oh, he's just wandered off somewhere.
Yeah. I think with all the chaos, Oda hides these really well. Easy to overlook.
When I was reading this, it confused the hell out of me because it's like, when did this happen? Like, but he does it very intentionally because it's supposed to be sudden, very like hidden, and just kind of put in the back of your mind.
I think it's funny that Luffy just kind of put on armor. he just saw it. He's like, that looks fucking cool. I'm gonna put on some armor.
When in Rome.
Yeah. When in Rome.
Also, the old man died from the cover story.
Yeah, I mean, it feels bad to say, but I thought it was hilarious that he choked on his dumpling at first. And his little corpse is smiling.
What a way to go.
He's just vibing in that coffin. Most of this chapter is fighting with the zombie generals and swordsmen. So there's not a lot to say about it. But we also see some more creative zombies. Like there's just a fucking wall zombie, which is kind of scary.
Yeah.
Beat Neo to doing this because there's like wall enemies in Neo. They're like wall mimics.
Yeah. And then this is the chapter where we see the 36-pound blade.
Jesus. You couldn't have picked an uglier zombie for Zoro.
I know. So like he does the attack, and then we get to kind of learn about the body where it's like he was like a master swordsman and he cut through a billion fucking pirates, and I'm like, you know, at this point I'm just like, I don't know, like he either learned the same kind of style as Zoro or something like that.
Okay, but what did you think when he said like Zoro's iconic line, "A scar on the back is a swordsman's shame"? Like that is Oda's really playing with the reader here.
Not gonna lie, I didn't actually remember Zoro ever saying that. So.
He says it against Mihawk, like right before he gets
it's like
down.
the Zoro iconic line.
That was a long ass time ago. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Remembering is a good skill in One Piece, but it also is a very long series.
Yeah.
So I didn't catch that, but I was like, I don't know, who is this man who's so much like Zoro? It's Zoro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that zombies have water buckets just in case they catch on fire.
Yeah, they're very prepared, huh? But we see Luffy get taken, and I'm like, oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
Then we meet Tarzan. Oh, I'm sorry, Taralan.
Tarlan.
He's a cool zombie. Yeah, I like this one.
Big
I like
ass
this
spider monkey. Do we get his number? Because I imagine he'd be pretty late in there.
Probably 420. I don't know.
Yes.
So, for chapter 453, the cover story, I guess because the moon explosion killed their father, these little warriors ride balloons up to the moon.
When Willer and I were looking over this in Disney World, we're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, dude, they have to avenge their dad. They're gonna go kill the fucking moon.
Well, at first I was like, maybe the dad was like, you guys need to check that out. But if he died on his dumpling, then he'd had no time to say that.
Yeah.
So they just fucking went.
Dude, they're gonna go avenge him and take out the fucking moon.
They rode balloons to the moon.
Dude, they are fucking ride or die.
Yeah.
So yeah, in this next chapter, we go back to the dog penguin, And this is the part where it's made very clear that he doesn't really give a fuck about Usopp and Chopper. He's like, no. I was protecting the hot lady.
He also, this is a Sanji line from Davy Backfight, as I recall. So
The-
yeah,
the name-
they're just spouting out lines here.
But yeah, I think this might be the chapter where Nami influences the Warthog, which I had a lot of fun with.
Yeah.
This is another chapter where I don't have a ton to say because a lot of it's just fighting.
So Absalom does a weird attack here.
Yeah, I
don't
was
know.
kind of wondering what's going on here.
Yeah, because you wouldn't have gotten like an answer for this.
Yeah, it's just kind of like we don't even see a projectile. He just kind of.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
They haven't revealed anything about Absalom's skill set, have they?
I don't think so.
Other than you can go invisible. That's
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I don't know. Maybe he has some invisible projectile. But yeah, not a lot to say. We fight Spider Monkey Boy, which is really cool.
Yeah. Robin gets wings.
Yeah,
Robin
Robin's
makes-
wing move is worth noting because this is a fun move to pull out at this late stage of the game.
Yeah, because I don't know. It's just another cool, neat thing to do with the hands.
Mhm.
And I don't know, seeing her do this, and every time like Luffy makes a new move that we haven't seen before, it just gets me excited for the future because I'm like, man, it's probably a lot of moves that they can do that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah,
I also
because I
will-
mean, Sanji and Zoro have been pulling out new moves all along, but this is the first time Robin's used her power to make like a structure, which is pretty cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I really like though. It's also like she can do it, but it doesn't last for long. Like it takes a lot of effort to do, and it's just not functional.
I mean, she doesn't
Yeah,
have bird bones, so yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of neat that she has the capability to make these things, but they're not like perfect, which I think is kind of cool.
Room to grow.
Yeah, like it makes sense why we haven't seen it at this point because it's probably only useful in very niche situations, and this is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And hey y'all, Brooke is back.
Hey,
Hey.
God damn it!
and he just yells bone. 'Cause
Oh,
that's what he
Oh,
does.
cover art for 454, by the way.
Oh, this is one of my favorites. This one's great.
Which, I think in this volume, there's several chapter cover arts that feature all of the Straw Hats except for Zoro and Nami. Like, are Zoro and Nami in this one?
Nah.
No, but neither is Robin, to be fair.
No, she's
Robin-
No,
up
she's
there.
up there,
Upright.
yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
This happens. Like not everyone gets to be in a cover story from
Yeah.
time to time.
yeah, I'll say there's more in this volume that don't have Zoro and Nami. So I was like, huh,
I think that's fair. They're over. This one in color looks so good.
this is badass.
The one weakness of reading the volumes is the black and white color
Sad,
pages.
Mhm.
sad.
Did you find it, Willer?
Find what?
Oh, sorry. No, someone else messaged me.
Cool.
So one of the most interesting things in this chapter to me is they say like, hey, they've captured Luffy the Straw Hat and they're going to reveal number 900 because we've seen numbers on the zombie on all the zombies, but like I think this is the first that someone's actually commented on it, and I think you just kind of instantly know like, oh my god, fucking number 900, it's got to be a big deal.
Man, that is some classic Oda shit because like I think the first zombies had numbers and it would have taken a volume, so about like 2 months before like the fan base got to theorize about those numbers, and then you get the hard reveal here and you're like, ah, we knew it. Oda
Yeah.
loves doing that kind of stuff for
And like
weekly
just
readers.
the fact that he says, you know, like the fact that he goes with, we captured Luffy the Straw Hat and they will reveal number 900. Like you technically could interpret these as two different pieces of news. Like, hey, we captured Luffy the Straw Hat. By the way, we're also going to reveal number 900, but I think you also are just able to kind of know like, oh fuck, like
Yeah, I think the eagle-eyed like reader would be able to piece it together now.
yeah,
For
it's like
sure.
Luffy is going to be number 900. So that's cool. And then I just love how we've been building up this whole thing where Perona or whatever, she won't let her henchman talk at all, hiding inside of him. And he's like, "I should really let me tell you this," and she's like, "Shut up." You talk. So that's a lot of fun. And then later on, whenever they find out the Straw Hats were hiding in there, she's like, "Why didn't you fucking tell me?" And then he tries to explain himself, and she's like, "Stop fucking talking."
She's a Dom queen.
Yeah.
I also love that Brooks' little cake crater that he makes has his afro on it.
I love how his skeleton body that can run on water made a deep crater.
Hell yeah.
Fuck you, Oda.
Oda
But we get the fucking nunchucks here. This is one of my favorite Frankie moves.
Yeah, Frankie makes some big ass fucking nunchucks. That's cool.
It's a fun one.
We get more Robin bondage, which everyone wanted. And then, I think at this point we've seen how agile Brooke has been, but I don't think we knew what his offensive skill set was. And this is, I think, where we finally see him he's a swordsman.
Yeah.
And he says 3-pace hum, and I think before now we've heard one or two zombies talk about the humming swordsman.
Yeah.
So when I saw the word hum, I was like, "Oh fuck."
Also, this is the second time that he's been singing this song, which is pretty cool. Yeah, he was singing it when they first met the Straw Hats too. Something about Bink's brew.
Yeah.
This is also, Riley, the move that Ryuma did against the Straw Hats, but a more lethal version of it.
Oh,
slash.
The Notch slash.
Yeah.
Named after Notch of Minecraft fame.
Yeah.
So this is a pretty standard chapter title, Gecko Moria of the Seven Warlords of the Sea.
Oh
so
boy.
I was like, yeah, we'll get to I was like, I'm sure we'll get to actually see our boy.
I can't wait for this indie video game to come out where you play as these small little men against these space pirates.
Hell yeah. Make a little RTS out of it, I don't know.
Yeah.
But you're definitely right. They're here for revenge because these guys killed their master hundreds of thousands of miles away.
We get more Brooke jokes, which just never get old to me.
Well, we also reveal what the zombie weakness is.
Yeah. We learned that not only can you... So, we see his soul come out, and I'm like, wait, that looks a lot like a shadow. And it's like, oh, fuck. They're the shadows are what make them into the zombies.
So this was officially the point. I could see some people still missing it here, just in case. But
yeah, this is the point where I was like, oh, so this is what happens to the shadows. And I don't think we officially get his full flashback this arc yet.
No, we just get how he got turned into, or how he lost his shadow.
yeah.
We learn about the shadows, and we learn about Salt, and I kind of like the Salt weakness. That's cool because it's like Salt is reminiscent of the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also like a holy thing. Like salt it's always been used in holy rituals and whatever, so it lines up there.
We also get the Gecko Moria face reveal.
What a looker.
He's like a male Ursula.
I guess. Yeah.
He reminds me of Ursula.
I personally really like Gecko Moria's design because it's so fucking out there.
It's fire.
It's why I really like it.
Fire design. This is what you come to One Piece for.
Yeah. This is also the reason why.
I'm sure it's what some people come to One Piece for. Certainly not what I come to One Piece for.
If you're coming to One Piece for normal-looking characters, I think you're reading the wrong manga. Because this shows Oda's creativity so much more than a boring Nami design, where he's super bottom-heavy. He's got this cool, count look with the fluffy, cravat. He's got these weird horns. What the fuck is that all about? Half of his face is bisected. He's got weird flame hair. I think he's super creative.
I mean, he's creative. I'll give you that.
I mean, he's ugly, but I think
Oh
he's
yeah,
great
he
too.
is.
Yeah, I
Like-
think that's great because Oda doesn't want all his characters to be boring. I think this is what I love about Oda's art style. He just makes some fucking weirdos.
Oda's got balls. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is
Hogback's
awesome.
another example because very weird.
This is also the character that shows that you should never make a One Piece live action because how the fuck
Oh
do you
my
do things?
god, which they are, but I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast. But like,
God.
I don't know how you do Arlong, and then I super don't know how you do Moria.
Arlong is like that's easy. That's just CGI Avatar people. Moria, I don't even know how you even get that to like translate well to the screen.
I'm really scared that in a live action One Piece they would have Whitebeard just be like a normal sized person.
Oh, definitely. Same with Moria. Well,
Yeah.
I guess they could just be like they could be tall people, like Lord of the Rings style. They'll probably do that. I don't know. It's gonna be weird.
Yeah.
And you know, or I was gonna. What are you saying?
I was going to say his bounty is 20 million more than Luffy's current. Well, when it was frozen, so he was already stronger than Luffy when he joined the Warlords, and I like his motto of rely on others.
Yeah, because whenever you first read it, you're like, "That's surprisingly wholesome," and then you realize what it actually means, and you're like, "Oh, that's fucked up."
You do it.
Yeah. They bring Luffy into the room, and you know, Luffy heard him talk about wanting to be king of the pirates, and he's like, "You can't do that." And I'm like, man, like Luffy and Blackbeard talk about being king of the pirates, and whenever Gecko Moria says it, I'm like, you don't want it as bad as they do.
Yeah, you can tell there's like
They
a,
want it more than you do.
and we'll learn some cool stuff about Moria as the arc goes on. Of course, is the antagonist here, but I do like how. Because Crocodile, I believe, did not have the ambitions to be king of the pirates.
Not at all.
So all Crocodile wanted was to retire to his utopia and then see where it goes from there, right? But Moria, being further in the Grand Line, has more ambition. So he's like a goofier looking villain, but he deserves to be this far in the Grand Line because he still has that drive. I think it goes with like the willpower, power level scaling of One Piece.
Yeah, and like for someone who wants to be king of the pirates, he has quite the setup for manufacturing a loyal crew here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, One Piece being like the kind of heartfelt story it is, being forcing people to become your crewmates by creating them from other shadows just can't go well within the philosophy of One Piece, you know?
Yeah, you know, like little dog penguin isn't gonna have the kind of loyalty that
Scotty has.
Ace has. No, I was gonna say that Ace has for Whitebeard. You know,
Yeah, that's
Whitebeard's like, I really want Whitebeard to be king of the pirates, and I don't really think any of Moria's zombies are that fierce about his dream. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah. I think it's abundantly clear at this point that they're going to use Luffy's shadow because, like, we saw Luffy get taken, and then we get the explanation about the shadows going into the zombies, and then, like, I'm like, oh fuck, okay, well, how's Luffy going to get out of this? And then he doesn't, and they take his shadow, and I'm like, oh fuck, it's actually happening. Like, whenever Moria's holding Luffy's shadow, my mind immediately jumped to the future where I'm like, the Straw Hats are gonna have to fight whatever he puts Luffy's shadow into. How are they gonna ever beat it?
Moria's fruit is so cool. We haven't seen it do much. All we know is that it can steal shadows, but that alone is so trippy and weird because it's like the only fruit so far that will give you a one-hit kill on anybody. If you steal their shadows, the sun will kill them. And I think that's really interesting to have a fruit like that you can cheese out a one-shot kill on any opponent.
Yeah. So it kind of makes sense why he's so powerful.
Yeah, he's a warlord.
Chapter 456 though, the demon from the landbox.
Ooh.
Which I read that chapter title and I was like, what the fuck are we getting into now? We also finished our flashback in the cover story arc.
Yeah.
Is this
What was this guy's name? Spacey?
Yeah, space.
I believe they're the Spaceys or something.
The Spaceys. I don't know. They're cute.
Yeah.
We love it.
Mm-hmm.
So we go back to Brooke being hilarious,
As he does.
where it's like, I don't know. He's just like, well, I mean, if your shadow gets taken, you'll instantly die, like me. Oh wait, I am dead. Never gets old for me. But yeah, we get more of the mechanics of the shadows explained. So we ended the last chapter on quite a dire situation, but we know there is hope.
Yeah, because we've introduced the weakness, so now we have like the Chekhov's gun to how they could possibly beat Luffy's shadow if it comes to life.
Like, it's a really nice way for Moria to not be too OP, where it's like.
Right.
He technically has to leave them alive. It's just going to be really goddamn hard for them to get their shadow back.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this top left panel could be used as a reaction GIF or a reaction image.
Salt.
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 Whenever you see someone being salty, you could just hit him with one of these.
Ooh, that would be a really good reaction.
Because he looks almost disgusted. He's like, "Oh my god, salt."
And we get cucked a little bit. Where
yeah.
Frankie's like, I need to ask you one more question, and we don't immediately see what Brooke's answer to the question is, or we don't even see what the question is. But the next time we see Frankie and Brooke, Frankie's like, he's a fucking man and I respect him, and I was like, God damn, what did he say to you?
I think that's a super fun way to do that, like build up the anticipation for the flashback.
It really is. Like, it just lets you know that when you do see the flashback, it's going to be some real shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good technique.
So we mentioned a name Kaido on one of these pages.
Whoa.
Where...
Cool.
Oh.
Morgan's been building up his army of the undead for a long time, and he's like, with this many underlings, I wouldn't have lost to that idiot Kaido in the New World. And I know I've heard this name before, but I can't remember what the context was.
Okay. Real quickly, I want to point out what the theme of Thriller Bark really is in its grief. Because
maybe not yet. I don't know.
Not yet. Okay. I just maybe later.
It seems like if you're gonna talk about the theme of the arc, maybe wait till the the last volume or something.
No, I'm gonna wait till the end of the arc. I think it's probably gonna be better. Yeah,
it'll be more poignant then.
I agree. I told Will this. He's like, "Oh, yeah, you're right."
Yeah, no. Joe's got some good stuff lined up for us, but yeah, this name Kaido, I think you've only heard it through us. I don't think it's been mentioned in the story thus far.
Okay.
It's a One Piece character, as you can tell.
Yeah, he's a One Piece character.
I figured.
Well, what we do know so far is that he's a One Piece character who beat Moria's crew.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we might learn a little bit more about him throughout the arc, so just keep an eye out.
I also like the fact they have a giant vault with the number 900 on it for number 900. It's like
this one's special.
This is something they've been preparing for a really long time, and they've been really looking for the right shadow to put into this thing.
Yeah.
Which is just kind of like Luffy's so badass that the moment they catch him, they're like, "Oh, dude, he's number 900." Like,
and you have to think too is that they had to get like the perfect like person for this, because they had to get someone that was strong enough, but not so strong that it wasn't worth it to go after that person.
Yeah.
So like Luffy right now is sitting at a wanted level just below where Moria was, so that it gives Moria that confidence to grab him. And
it's really the perfect setup to scout out for these strong. Because like if someone too strong came along, they could maybe like spit him out of the island somehow, like then just move on.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like back in Mocktown, everyone was like, "Holy shit, he has 100 million berry bounty," and it's like you get here, if Moria himself is at what 320, he's got to see Luffy's 300 and be like, "Yeah, okay, this guy's got some he's got some clout,
Well, It was 320. It's hard. It's always hard to equate.
Well, yeah, it was frozen at 320,
Yeah.
but Moria's got to be able to recognize
Real recognize real, basically.
Yeah, real recognize real.
Respect.
Can't really call a 300 million berry bounty a pussy if that's where you froze at, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if those Mocktown tough boys are in the 50s, like we're dealing with something above their echelon for sure.
Yeah.
But then counter argument, if someone gets their bounty frozen at a very low level, that must mean that their potential was so high that they were immediately accepted into the warlords.
Maybe.
Does that make sense?
Maybe.
But yeah.
Also, also to kind of hammer in how long they've been waiting for this, Moria does not want to wait at all because all of his henchmen are like, okay, well, the other Straw Hats and the Humming Swordsmen are on the island and they're fucking up all of our zombies and it's kind of a problem. And Moria's like, I don't really care. You guys go. I'm gonna go.
I don't care. It's not my problem. You do. You do something about it.
Yeah, you do it. That you know what? Nice.
His fucking motto.
Nice use of his motto. But it's like his entire operation was built to like get these increasingly strong zombies. It's fine if his fodder gets taken out because this is what the plan was for.
In any case, the Straw Hats find out about the plan to use Luffy's shadow, and it's like, okay, we got to get this info to the rest of the Straw Hats. And man, we cut back to Frankie having heard whatever Brooke had told him, and he's sobbing.
Don't look at me.
Frankie's a very emotional person, but even Robin smiles, and she's like, yeah, I agree. You don't run into guys like him every day. So I'm like, man,
Brooks the chat.
He must really be something special. Y'all, I'm so glad that Robin smiles now.
Dude, same.
Man, what a sentence, right?
Yeah.
And so then we turn the page and we finally get the confirmation that the Samurai Ryuma is in fact Brooks' shadow counterpart.
Yeah.
And man, this is going to be such a cool fight.
So, with the shadows, have they mentioned how the power level of the zombie body plus shadow, like what the correlation is?
I think they mentioned like, I think I don't remember exactly what they said. I think the vibe was that most of the raw power is going to come from the body itself, but
yeah, I think that's what I remember as well.
Like obviously a powerful body is going to be kind of useless if you don't have like a warrior spirit in there,
And Ryuma, like, his dialogue here is very not Brook. It's very Ryuma. So it's like some part of them remains in there somewhere.
Yeah.
I think it gets explained more in the next volume.
Okay, then we'll leave it at that.
Dude, and they really fucking hype up the body reveal.
Dude, it looks so cool.
He looks
so
badass. Oars. What a fucking beast.
Oars is a beast indeed.
Fucking Chungo.
Chungo Gojin.
The chapter 457 cover art was another one that didn't have Nami and Zoro, and I was like, what the fuck? I miss my buddies.
That's true. No Frankie either.
No Frankie. He probably got eaten by the lizard.
True. Or he is the lizard.
He is the lizard. He's been a lizard person all along.
Spicy.
This chapter is called Heat, and I'm like, oh man, I feel like I know what's gonna happen when they put Luffy in there, because like we see all the other guys. At this point we finally saw that Brooks' shadow counterpart still has his personality. I don't think I realized who Sanji and Zoro's counterparts were quite yet. I just don't know thinking about it. But, because of Brooke, it was clear that whoever you put the shadow into is going to inherit their personality traits. So you see meat in all caps with exclamation marks, and I was like,
I know where this is going.
I know where this is going. So yeah, he just kind of shoves him in there.
It's cool. He has full control over the shadow. Like, sure, it's not Luffy, but the idea of this man being able to make Luffy bend to his will, even if it's a part of Luffy, like, Luffy's so above human where you're like, no, even his shadow can fight back. But no, he's just like, stop Luffy, and he just does. Kind of chilling to think about.
It's like some part of me expected it to be like when Vegito got turned into a piece of candy.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, dude, Luffy's shadow could probably take these guys.
This
And it's
man,
like, oh no.
this man just controlled a part of the fucking Pirate King. Like that's.
Oh yeah.
Moria's gonna go down in history.
Y'all, I fucking loved that Kokoro would just actually refer to Luffy as the Pirate King.
Oh yeah, everyone
That's
knows.
so cool. But yeah, he just kind of shoves him in there, and dude, Oars is fucking intimidating as hell. Like he
huge.
barely moves, and these giant chains just shatter.
Yeah.
And then of course he starts screaming for meat. He's fucking hungry, and I'm like, yep, that's our boy.
There he is.
That's our fucking boy.
Chopper's realizing the truth about Hogback at this point.
And then we see him yell for Sanji, and I'm like, man, they're I think just hearing him say Sanji gave me the idea that Luffy's spirit might be stronger than any other shadows they've encountered to this point.
It's true. That could very much be the case, right?
Because like despite how little we know about how these shadow warriors work, I just get the vibe that they probably usually don't call out for people that their original self knew.
Yeah, like even like the
Yeah.
Sanji one doesn't call out for Nami. He's still a pervert, but he's not
Yeah.
like Nami Schwan.
Yeah, like he doesn't. I don't get the idea that he recognizes them. He's just like, oh, I'm not gonna hit a woman, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Luffy's got the
It has
fucking
our
spirit of the Pirate
motivation.
King.
Yeah.
In any case, the cowardly trio gets found out, and dude, Usopp wipes out. He whips out the fucking Viper Star, and I was like, oh, they're fucked now. Moria who? He's got the fucking Viper Star, but
But it does nothing.
fortunately, it doesn't work out super well.
Moria
Right?
Yeah.
who?
I do like that Frankie does. I just love Frankie's poses, y'all.
Yeah.
He comes and
Yeah.
saves them, and he has to pose about it.
And
So Bradley.
I love how Robin's feeding the
Yeah.
salt in a very efficient manner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bradley, what's wrong with this page spread?
Which page spread?
This one that Willard has up right now, 18 through 19.
Is there something wrong?
There is. Someone has changed.
Someone spot the difference.
What's Robin saying in the bottom left?
Oh, she's not calling them big nose and doctor.
Whoa, Joe! Joe's been holding this back for so long.
Joe's been waiting for like 400 chapters to say that.
Joe, this
Yeah.
is why you get the big bucks.
Joe, thank you
Yeah.
so much for that. That's so good. She actually calls them by their names now.
Yeah.
She says Daijobu.
Y'all, I'm very happy about that.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's a significant. I think and it's the end of the chapter too, so it's definitely supposed to like give you this idea of like coming to the rescue and everything.
Yeah, that's
but
really
yeah.
nice. Oda, why are you always S tier? Even in the joke
Yeah.
like
That's
pages.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the Ryuma
did
and
it.
Garp thing, which is neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
OG Garp.
Mm-hmm.
Chapter
And the-
458 though.
I
Anything
like
but
Frank
my
Jolly
afro.
Roger.
Did this make you think of Afro Luffy, or did you immediately think it's about Brook?
I figured it was about Brooke. But whenever I read it, it kind of made me hope that at some point Afro Luffy comes back and he and Brooke can be soul brothers.
Well, all we know is that Brook is a soul brother.
Yeah, dude, he's a fucking soul
That's the only
brother.
conclusion we can come to.
But yeah, Frank and Robin saved the day, and now they're just kind of purifying willy nilly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
dude, like Moria has a very strong control over most of his zombie subordinates,
Mm-hmm.
but the little I've gotten to see of number 900 gives me the vibe that Luffy doesn't really give a fuck.
He does seem to be struggling a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So he could control the shadow, but like not as much as I was saying.
Yeah, I mean, he's still smiling throughout all this. He doesn't seem nearly terrified as literally everybody else is. But maybe he'll learn fear.
Yeah.
And we see the personality of Luffy come through. He
Mhm.
gum pistols the fucking castle apart, and he says, "I'm gonna become the Pirate King." Because if the core personality trait of each person's shadow comes through, the core of Luffy is that he's gonna be king of the pirates.
I think it's more than personality trait. I think it's more of like their inner motivations as a
Yeah, something
character.
like that.
But then the zombie would be spouting about all blue instead of saving girls.
Yeah, that's
Right.
true.
I think Bradley's right.
So yeah, fuck you, Moria. Number 900 is gonna be king of the pirates.
I mean,
What if the rest of
you
One
did
Piece-
say it though. Moria doesn't seem phased, so he might know like how to handle
Something.
situations like this.
Y'all, what if the rest of One Piece was Luffy in the number 900 body?
I'm not saying.
Like, I don't know. This is just like an upgrade to Luffy.
Maybe Or's got a tearaway ass, and that's where Luffy crawls up into.
Really ass.
Uh,
So, man, we kind of come to the fight with Brook and Ryuma, and we get a flashback where the last time they fought, and Ryuma kind of makes fun of him for it, where he's like, "Oh, all you did was, begging like anything but my afro, anything but my afro," and
Mhm.
whenever you first read that, whenever you're an unenlightened person, you're like, "Oh, that's probably just like it's Brook's bread and butter. He loves his afro. You don't want to get rid of his afro."
and that's like 15% of it.
Then you learn why he actually wants to hold on to his afro, and you're like,
God tier.
"Saddest thing I've ever read."
Yeah.
Genuinely.
But yeah,
Ryoma looks so cool here. How
Mhm.
his
He is
sleeves
pretty
look like a flame. It's super cool.
and dude,
Is
like
he missing an arm?
Is
No,
he?
it's right here.
Okay, because like in the other shots, like he doesn't seem to have an arm.
Uh,
Because look in the bottom left hand corner. Go back, go forward. Bottom left hand.
it could be like Oron from Final Fantasy X. Hard to say because it
it
does
might
look like
be.
there's a hand over here, right? No,
But-
that's the sleeve. You might be right. He might be arm.
Yeah, and then bottom left again. Like you don't see that other arm still.
All right, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
y'all,
definitely.
Brook is such a beast. Like this motherfucker fights.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, they're trying to prep unconscious Nami for marriage.
Cool, Oda.
Good old wholesome.
Great.
Such a
I love Usopp and Chopper. I think Usopp was wearing it earlier about how they're just rocking crosses this arc.
hell
yeah.
This would have not flied in 4Kids, dude. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
they would have made these motherfucker X's.
They would have made them into candy bracelets.
Or just eyes. Yeah, because you remember how Mihawk has a big cross sword.
Yeah.
They severely shorten the hilt so it's not a cross, and then also the cross he wears on his necklace that he
It's
uses
just a
to
line.
beat Zoro is just like a line. It's just like I.
4Kids are such pussies, dude.
Oh, the pussiest. But they did make the 4Kids rap, so
Yeah.
Great relief to find that Sanji, Zoro, and Luffy's bodies were in fact on the Thousand Sunny unharmed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, unharmed except for that they look hilarious.
their prides.
Yeah, their pride. I also love how Usopp wakes them up, where he's like, "A beautiful female swordmaster's carrying lots of meat," and they're like,
Yeah.
"Real shit."
What I like too is that these are the first three things that their zombies said. Like the Sanji penguins about the female, then Orange yells meat, and then
Oh.
what's his Zora's swordsman. So it's like a swordmaster never turns his back or whatever it is.
So it's just like if you haven't got it yet.
You can't put it together yet.
And the next chapter was called "I Can't Just Die Hoping to Be Forgiven," and this is where I'm like, oh, this is where we get into the tear jerking stuff that you come to One Piece for.
Also,
Yeah.
Anaro's taking that sweet revenge on these villains that I guess should die. I don't know much about them, but they hurt the Spaceys.
Because I think the reason he got really mad is he saw them make an explosion, and he's
Yeah.
like, "How dare you do that to my Vars?"
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know. Moon God going ham.
Moon God.
Yuki ass.
Uh, but yeah, we're about to get the best flashback.
Yeah.
Maybe not the best flashback,
No.
but
We are.
I don't think the flashback happens now. It happens much later.
no, I mean it happens right now.
Does it?
Yeah, because
Okay.
they're all talking about Brooke, and they're like, well, they're like, oh, he's funny, he's silly, skinny skeleton, and he's like, once you get to talk to him, you find that he's got a real backbone. 'Cause skeleton.
Yo.
But he's a real man. And when Frankie said that with that serious look on his face, I was like, here we fucking go. So yeah, we find out what actually happened, and Brooks' main motivation is that he left a friend behind 50 years ago. He and his crew I don't know.
But that's the volume.
That's the volume. Everybody
yeah,
buys
that's color
Dragon Ball
fades.
full color Saiyan arc.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's not a bad. That's better than Toriko.
Toriko.
So-
Everybody buy Toriko.
No.
Everybody buy Bleach.
Oh, come on, man. You're
Nah.
just
Bleach is in there.
you're
What
ped-
else?
you're
other
peddling
ads,
bad goods.
There's an ad for Bakuman.
Yeah, that's all right.
Slam
I like
Dunk. Rurouni Kenshin.
Check out our all anime tier list to see where all these rank. Everything you've mentioned is B or lower. So,
We got some takes on all those series.
yeah, we got some hits in. Join us next time for volume 48.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bradley, look how far you are, man.
Hell yeah.
We're like, I think the most recent volume to come out in Japan was what, Joe? Like 95, 94?
92. Let me see. I can see it right here.
Which means you are over halfway through the volumes. Granted, more will come out every few months, but
we're on 93 right now. in
big
volume.
chunks. Yeah.
Ooh.
You
I just saw
never.
the colored version of Luffy and Frankie boxing.
Yeah, sick shit. Such a
Looks
good
awesome.
one. Cool.
Yep.
We out.
Yeah.